I think the biggest problem is that I never had a chance to just like have any kind of recovery or to mourning or anything. It's just been one trauma after another my whole life.
Hey, welcome back everybody. We're in San Bernardino. I met this young lady out here. She was working hard at this recycling plant, right?
Yeah.
What do you do out here? How to make money?
I recycle so I don't have to compromise myself.
Yeah, when you say compromise, what do you mean?
Oh, there's this whole thing around here. I mean, I'm older and stuff, and I have had some addictions, but they try to get everybody hooked with dope.
Yeah.
And they don't pay or nothing, you know, and promise they're gonna whatever, and they don't.
I want your story to be heard because you're a very interesting lady and you had some tragic experiences you were telling me. Where are you from originally?
I was born in Lakewood, but I grew up in Whittier, in Montebello, Pico Rivera. The older people are from Baldwin Heights.
Yeah, are you Hispanic or white?
Yes, I'm Hispanic.
Full Hispanic?
Well, my mother's white. My mother's half Italian, half Irish.
Before we keep going, do you have any social media or email you could leave us in case
have an email,
one of your relatives gets a hold of you or something? What's your email?
Yeah. My email is lowercase DIONNEMY at AOL or Gmail. Either one.
Where's that name from?
It's Basque, the gypsies in Spain and France.
Okay. Where were you, so where'd you go to high school?
I went to Cal High, and then I went to Frontier for a little while, and then I graduated from Sky High out there in Yucca Valley, California.
Oh, I was just in Yucca Valley. I was coming back from Laughlin.
Oh yeah?
I drove through Yucca Valley.
Mm-hmm.
So you're out there. So where'd you mainly grow up then?
I mainly grew up in Whittier.
Okay, what high school did you go to?
Cal High.
Cal High, you graduate?
I didn't graduate from there, no. I tried to kill myself right before high school, and so it was a little rough, they let me go as a freshman, half gay, but it was way too many people and I couldn't handle it. And
wait a minute.
So I went to continuation.
Let's go back. Why'd you try to kill yourself?
I always, from very small, I thought God hated me. Yeah. And then when I realized he didn't hate me, I didn't know you could kill yourself. But I walked in the door one day after school and some famous person had blown their head off. And I was like, oh my God, you can kill yourself? Probably the worst thing I learned. I didn't know you could kill yourself. But since about 5 years old, I would pray, or not, I don't know if it was pray, but I begged God to take me from this earth. Like I said, I didn't know you could kill yourself, but as soon as I knew, it wasn't very long after that I tried to kill myself.
You said someone famous killed themselves. Who was that famous person?
I don't know.
What,
the Voyager guy, there was a show, Voyager.
Okay.
And they were playing Russian roulette.
Oh.
And he blew his head off. Maybe. That could be it, but I'm not really sure.
Well, I'm glad you didn't succeed because you seem like such a fascinating person. Do you feel lucky?
No, I'm not lucky at all, honey.
Why not? Tell me why you don't feel like you're lucky.
All these people steal and everything, and my God, I've been hungry a few times and I've seriously thought about stealing food. Yeah. But even if I think about it, something gets taken from me.
Yeah. You believe in karma then?
Oh, yeah, we're good friends, but she gets me because I guess she knows I'm better than that. All I have to do is think about it and I lose something. I don't have that. I don't have none of that hustle that all the rest of them have. I just recycle.
Do you have anyone that loves you out here?
No.
No?
They all say they love me, but no.
Who says they love you?
Oh, everyone.
What about your family? You have any family, kids?
I do. I raised 4 kids by myself. They're all grown.
Where are they?
They're all over the United States. My oldest daughter and my granddaughter are both in New Jersey now. They were in Pennsylvania. My oldest daughter went to Penn State. My grandson is in Pennsylvania. My mother's in Pennsylvania, and one of my sons. I have one son here in Long Beach, and then one daughter in Arkansas.
Do you talk to any of them?
Yes, I talk to all of them.
Okay, then they love you, right?
Yeah.
And you love them, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What's your message to all of them? Just one message.
I'm trying to get off the street so I can, it can be like it used to where, I save all year and take a little vacation and go and see one of them or something.
When you say like you used to, what did it used to be like for you, Dion?
I had a job and I had a Mini Cooper, my favorite car, and I had a townhouse, and life was pretty boring.
What kind of job did you have? I
spoiled the shit out of my grandkids on the weekend. I was a shipping supervisor for Nightlight, which is everything for your hunter and his dog. in Clarksville, Arkansas.
So you ended up over there.
Yeah. But before that, I was a medical assistant.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a nurse in a doctor's office.
If you don't mind me asking, did you struggle with anything in your life? Any kind of drugs?
Oh yeah, I've struggled with many drugs. First I was addicted to crack. I got clean by myself. I never went to rehab. I just knew the kind of life I wanted, like all that stuff wasn't gonna go. My mother's a drug addict and an alcoholic. She's clean now as far as I know. You know, my Uncle Bob, alcoholism was strong. I didn't drink for years, but eventually I started drinking to go to sleep because I had awful jobs and I needed to sleep, and I developed a drinking problem somewhere in there.
All right, are you using now?
I am drinking. This is water, but I don't have a beer or anything like that. I think I have a little bit of a shot from yesterday morning. Yeah. I don't drink a lot. I don't get drunk. It just I don't know, because I guess I'm afraid that if I stop drinking, I might die. So I'm trying to live.
Have you ever thought about getting help?
I have. I went to rehab in 2021 after never going. I went to the nut farm because I was going to kill myself again.
Wait, nut farm? Which one?
Freaking Arrowhead.
Oh, okay.
And they threw me out. Oh, which
No, which nut farm? I know. I know what you're talking about.
Cedar House.
Cedar House. I know Cedar House.
Yeah.
I spoke there before.
Really?
Yeah, I was nervous because there was like 200 people there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cedar House in Bloomington.
Yes.
Yeah, I've spoken there before.
Mm-hmm. But I realized that they were just trying to make me be better about people treating me badly. So I did 110 days. They put me in a halfway house. I was in the first halfway house in Rancho Cucamonga. One of the girls relapsed or whatever, then they pick us all up and they move us somewhere else. So then I went to the next one, and the next one was in Redlands. And I was there about a month, and one of the girls from Cedar House came out, and somebody in the middle of the night came and offered to smoke drugs with her or whatever. Oh. And they were about to move us again, but I was jumping through all the hoops and going to the doctors and all that stuff. But the house manager, I mean, when I was a kid, that was a joke, I thought, but it's like, if you can't find drugs, go to the halfway house, because if they don't have it, they'll know where it is. Well, it's true. The manager was higher than everyone, and she wasn't waking up. She wasn't giving the ones that were crazy, their medicine and stuff. She wasn't making meals and feeding them or anything. And one day I was waiting for my Uber, and it didn't show up, and I just walked away, and I never went back. I left everything. And ever since then, I've been on the streets. I had a boyfriend for a little while, and he was not well, and he still messes with me. He'll steal all my stuff and beat me up. And
well, I think I can help you. There's some places in Riverside. It's a woman's place called MFI. I can give you the number if you want to call them, or I can even provide you a ride there.
Will they take me right then?
I believe so, they will.
Because I have to call every day, and I don't have a phone now because they stole my phone 2 days ago.
Yeah, we'll work that out. What about, you also said you have a criminal record or a minor one?
I have a misdemeanor warrant.
And you want to expunge?
Well, no, not yet, honey, no. I went to court every month for 11 months, and they never told me anything. They never said, tell me about my psych eval or any of that. Yeah. According to California, I have no prior record. Yeah. I got in trouble. I'm pretty sure I lost my mind because I still have not remembered. So I went in every month for 11 months, and it's really hard for me to get there. But the last time I went to court, I ended up walking back from Rancho Cucamonga in heels. I was all happy to have the heels. And I got here at 4 o'clock in the morning, and somebody had stolen every single thing I owned.
I'm sorry. Well,
so I didn't go the next time, and I have the warrant. But I called, and it doesn't sound like it's a big deal. I already did 9 days on the original sentence, but they showed me as no prior convictions or no ever getting in trouble. I was arrested in California once as a minor. But I've been arrested 3 times in other states. I had 1 drunk driving in 2012. I didn't hurt anybody, and I hurt myself. I paid $1,200 for a pole. It was a deer jumped out in front of me, but I had been drinking earlier in the day, but I'm so little. Yeah. Shoot, 12 hours later, I almost still blew twice the limit, right under twice the limit. Well, so it took me a couple years to get my license back and stuff. And before that, I had 1 domestic violence, but the first time I ever went to jail was domestic violence. And when I got in front of the judge the next day, she threw it out because he had beat the shit out of me. I looked like Mr. Potato. The next time, they took me. I still had to go home to him, so I just pled guilty. And I have 1 marijuana charge in Arizona. In Arizona, everything's a felony. It still shows. It was a quarter of weed, not a quarter pound.
Well, it looks like
that's it. That's all the trouble I've ever been in.
It looks like you want to get help. You're not against it, right?
No.
Okay, and you want a place somewhere safe to stay?
Yeah. I
can I go back a little bit
Yeah.
to your childhood? Were you raised with both parents?
No,
Who were you raised by?
my mother.
Was there any abuse in the home growing up?
Yes, my mother was abused by everyone. My dad used to beat the shit out of her before I can remember and send her running down the street naked in the middle of the day. Come and steal her welfare check every month.
What about you? Were you abused?
I'm gonna say I probably was. Actually, my mom's brother her.
Yeah.
There was incest, and I'm pretty sure that it probably was him. He lived with my mom and us when I was very little.
Yeah.
And then it just seemed like after that I was molested by everyone.
Wait a minute, I'm so sorry. You were molested multiple times?
Yes.
By your own uncle and then more
I
people?
don't know. See, I don't have a memory of that.
Yeah.
But I know we lived together.
Yeah.
And I know something bad happened, and they went.
Did you ever get
I'm
any...
just thinking that that's probably why I was so conditioned to it.
Yeah.
But I
Did you ever
can't
get any
really-
counseling or anything?
Yes, multiple times. I have the sanest one is the one that seeks help, right?
Yeah.
But my mom's also left me in a parking lot, took all my money with my brand new baby, and left me in a parking lot because the psychologist didn't agree with her. My mother has told me I'm crazy my whole life.
She's still alive?
Yes.
Do you forgive her?
Oh, I forgive her.
Where's
Yeah,
she
I
staying?
have
Where's
to-
she living at now?
In Pennsylvania.
I'm so sorry, Dawn. You've been through all this.
Oh, it's all right. And you know, I think the biggest problem is that I never had a chance to just like have any kind of recovery, you
Yeah.
know, or to mourning or anything. It's just been one trauma after another
Yeah.
my whole life.
When you were doing good, were you using at all, or were you
No.
were you a functioning addict or no?
I was a functioning addict for some time, but with my mother telling me I was crazy and stuff, you know, it just,
Yeah.
I never really thought I was crazy because I know that's not a medical word. It's just what they say when they don't understand your behavior. But it just got to the point where I questioned it, you know, and the way that I was living with her and stuff, it got worse and worse and worse till I was sure something was wrong with me, you know.
Well, you did a great job. It looks like your daughter went to Penn State. That's a really hard school to get into.
Yeah.
What about your other kids? Are they doing good?
My oldest son, no. It looks like after he got off of dope, he went from being a corrections officer to on the streets addicted to meth.
He was a corrections officer?
Yeah, in Pecos, Texas.
Wow. And you raised them? You did a good job, Dawn.
Well, I had the boys until they were about 11 or 12, and their fathers got straight, and then they went and lived with their dads.
Okay.
Now my son Zane, it looked nice and everything, but I guess it wasn't so good. And my son Blue, it really was not good when he went to live with his dad.
I'm sorry. Well, listen, if someone watches this video and reaches out to you, and they offer you help, and they offer you a place to stay, but the condition is you go to rehab, would you accept it?
I guess, but they're not going to house me after if I don't go for 90 days. And
Then you got to go to sober living.
I guess I'll go for 30 days, but I had just went to the Merrill Center and I hadn't had anything to drink, and they said I didn't need to go to rehab. My son had a job for me in a place down there in Long Beach, but then it rained all week.
Yeah.
And I couldn't recycle or anything. I mean, I've done that and I've tried that, but I just don't really think I need it now. I would like to just get a job and be somewhere where they won't steal my stuff every day.
Yeah.
And I can charge my phone, because how am I going to get to work
Yeah.
if my phone is dead?
What about drinking? You gonna still drink every day, or can you?
I had a beer earlier.
But do you have physical withdrawals when you stop drinking?
When I got sick before and I went to Arrowhead, it was real bad, yeah.
Is that all you do is drink?
No, being honest, being on the streets, I can't go to sleep hard there, you know. I'm a woman by myself on the street, so I do some dope once in a while. But I had a problem with that years ago, and I got clean myself, you know.
Okay, you think you
I
get
smoke
clean yourself?
marijuana. That's my favorite.
Marijuana?
Yeah.
All right, well, we're gonna talk after this interview, see what we can do for you. All right, well, thank you so much for this interview. How about some fun questions?
Okay.
All right, what were you listening to in high school? We're about the same age.
The Cure is my favorite.
The Cure.
Yeah, I'm the weirdo. Yeah.
Where'd you party at in your 20s, in your teens?
I just didn't do that, honey. I didn't really do that. I like to dance.
Yeah.
Actually, there is a bar down here.
Yeah. This is the hood,
It's a
though.
Mexican bar. Yeah, it's a Mexican bar now, but back when I turned 21, my girlfriend brought me here from out there in the desert, Landers, and it was the Bogos bar. And if you look at the building,
that's what I was going to tell you.
It has all the bikers on it. But most of this was not around here.
This is where the Hells Angels, I believe, and the Vagos started, right? Or
Hell's
Fontana?
Angels, I thought was up north, but I'm
No,
not
it's here.
sure.
It was
here?
either San Bernardino here or it may have been right here in the city.
Well, you know, because I know that the Hells Angels, San Bernardino used to be the meth capital of the United California, but it's somewhere else, they say now.
I didn't want to change subjects, but were you ever involved with the Hells Angels or the Vagos or the Mongols?
I mean, we were kind of affiliated, but my mom's business was in Compton. It was at Slauson Boulevard and Slauson and Harbor Boulevard. It's a Metrolink now. It was an ABC Furniture Company. So I grew up kind of in Compton, but
you grew up in the hood.
But I lived in Whittier, which it was the hood too, I guess.
It was the hood too. Did you ever see Eazy-E?
I believe we're the same age, and
yeah, he's a little older than you, though.
Is he?
Yeah, Eazy was probably, rest in peace. I think he was probably like 7 years older than you.
I know that Snoop Dogg, he played football, and that was in the years where they made them keep their helmets on because they were shooting at the buses, and I was a cheerleader then, and he played against our school. He went to Pauley, but they played against us.
Yeah, I went to Wilson.
My son, I think my son lives in Long Beach. I'm pretty sure that, God, I can't think right now. Yeah,
those are great schools.
Yeah, my son didn't go to Poly. They let him choose whichever one.
I enjoyed reminiscing. I enjoed reminiscing with you. Thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you.
God bless you.
I talk so much.
No, I like you. Let's do it. Let's do a part 2.
Okay.
Hopefully you'll be out of rehab though, or on your own somewhere, huh?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get enough money to go and have my warrant lifted, just go in front of a judge in the morning in Rancho Cucamonga so that I can just get a job.
What are your skills? What kind of skills do you have? Maybe some of our viewers can help you.
Everything I do good. And the more horrible it is, the better I am at it.
Do you house clean or?
Yes, I do all that. But when I was in the South, I worked for Tyson and Butterball, and Tyson is 211 birds a minute.
Oh, wow.
Cutting. But I was a medical assistant for 11 years.
Yeah.
11 years. That's a nurse in a doctor's office. I'm also a phlebotomist. That's the person that draws blood.
You're a phlebotomist too?
Mm-hmm.
So you must have got your GED later on in life?
Well, I went to school right up until I should have graduated, but I was behind. And then I had a baby.
Okay.
And then I went to the college, Copper Mountain College, and I took my GED. Yeah.
All right. Well, Dawn, thank you so much for this interview.
You're welcome.
God bless you.
Thank you.